Hey y'all, happy New Year's Eve. So I'm drinking. Bloop. Got my glass going. So I'm Ryan Cruz, and this is Get Your Mind Right. And today we're going to be talking about letting a man humble you, how it does not benefit you, how it only sets you up to be codependent, and is not cool when it happens, how you need to walk away, or how you need to confront it, everything. So let's just jump right into it. Basically, the definition of humble, the true definition of humble is having or showing a modest or low estimate of one's own importance. So, we've all been humbled in our lifetime, whether it be, you know, usually when we have a sincere humbling moment, we really do walk away with so much of a big learning experience that not only do we benefit from it, but the people around us that we care, we love about, our coworkers, our job, everything really benefits a lot of times when you have a very life changing, experiencing, humble moment, right? This type of humble moment that I'm talking about, a man doing, is not that type of experience. So before we dive in, I'm going to give you positive experiences of being humbled. So one of them is, say for instance, as a woman, you have a temper problem, right? When things don't go your way, things mess up, you get loud, you curse, you almost like you destroy stuff, you get physical, you get really out of hand. So say for instance, you and your spouse is together and maybe he didn't get the right item, right? And you just spaz out. You start cussing at him, you yelling, you throw the item down, you tell him he ain't nothing. Um, you get so wild with it that you actually flinch at him like you're going to hit him. And that's when he stops you and he says, I'm out of here. You disrespected me way beyond what you should have, and I'm going to leave because that's not cool. Whether he stay gone for a day, a few hours, or he just totally breaks up with you. That's a humbling moment because you should not have to lose control. You shouldn't be throwing stuff around, having a hissy fit of things of that nature because somebody did something wrong. And especially if the item is very small of what they did wrong. So whether that man comes back or not, that's a humbling moment for a woman to know that she needs to change because it's not going to be beneficial for her with the next man. The next man might actually get physical with her back, or she might go to jail, right? So that's a humbling moment that's beneficial to yourself, people around you, and it's going to be useful as time go on, right? Another one could be like someone being a big unnecessary spender, and your spouse notices and says, why don't you save that money to take your mother or your family member, whoever you wanted to take on that trip, besides spending it on items that you already have already. You just get now different colors. That is that's a moment of like, okay, that's a good lesson learned. I am being frivolous with my spending. Maybe I could save it for something that's going to be much more worth the while in the long run. I could have something to look back at and be like, oh my God, I did that. Thank God I saved up for that. Those are moments where a man can humble you, where you are learning and where it's not in a disrespectful way. So what I mean by being humbled, or what my little definition of humble, not my definition, but the context I'm using humble in, is very different of what the definition is meaning, right? And so I looked online, I really couldn't find too many people talking about a man humbling them in the type of context that I want to speak about. So the way that I'm describing humbling, or the way that I'm using humbled in the context of a man humbling you, is basically saying that to be humbled by a man is basically saying to be put in your place, to be taken off your pedestal, to be knocked down a peg. So that's what it means when a guy is humbling you. It's nothing to brag about. It's not cute, and those, in that type of way, that's what a man is doing when he says you need to be humble, right? So I'm looking online. I found one article. The lady, she wasn't using the humble so much in the context I was, but it wasn't enough information for me to use. So I found one Twitter post about someone talking about Why do men humble? It's weird. Something of the nature, she said. And I go digging through the comments because I want to make sure this is matching up with my context of humble. So I found 3 comments that stood out to me the most. One of the ladies said, I thought I was the only one who thought men definitely tried to tear women down, aka humble them, to make themselves feel powerful. Another person put, you mean controlling? Like, you saying humble, you mean just control somebody? Another put, the desire to humble someone stems as a defense mechanism from feelings of intimidation. So that really much summed up what I was thinking of, how I'm meaning in the context of a man trying to humble you. I went looking some more because I wanted to see what a man thought about what do they mean by what is the man thinking when he says humble. This is one guy wrote, what's really negative about submission though? That right there was the icing on the cake for me, because how do you go from humbling to submission? So basically, when he's calling himself humbling you, he's actually trying to force you into submission. Why? Why are you trying to force me into anything? Why are you not doing what you're supposed to be doing for me to say, oh, he can handle that. There's no need for me to move forward. There's no need for me to do X, Y, and Z because he can handle that. That's in his realm. Then I could sit back and I guess submit and let him handle whatever he needs to handle. So now I want to go into instances of negative humbling and what are some of the things of being humbled in a negative way. So gifts, it could be simple as you spoke with your spouse earlier and you guys agreed to the gift that he said he was going to get you. I don't care if it's Christmas, birthday, whatever the case may be, he said he was going to get you this specific gift. And in return, say for instance, the gift was a watch, a $100 watch. That's pretty cheap for a watch, right? Say in return, he comes back and really he gives you this watch that is probably $95. It's not so much of the cost, but it's a watch that you said clearly you didn't want, right? You even probably said, I don't want XYZ watch. I want this watch. And this is the reasons why I want this watch. But no. He wants to tell you what watch you gonna get and what watch fits perfect for you. And when you find out about it, it's more so of the watch costs less than, it does less than the watch that you want. So basically, he's trying to tell you, you don't deserve that other watch. You're going to get what I'm going to give you. Another thing of humbling can be like taking someone on a date, right? Say, for instance, y'all go on these dates, or he asks you in advance, where do you want to go? And sometimes it does not always have to revolve around money towards, the situation. It could just be, I have a certain diet. It's only 3 restaurants I know that make the food perfect that I would love to eat. These are your 3 choices. No, he takes you to a restaurant that does not even serve the type of food that you can eat. So now he's forcing you to eat what's in front of you or to not eat at all. Basically starving you, basically. And that's his way of humbling you. But back up to what the guy said, isn't that his way of controlling you, basically? So those instances of humbling, that's not something you walk away from happy-go-lucky. You're walking away torn. You're walking away frustrated. You're walking away asking yourself, did I really deserve that? I thought I made it clear what I wanted. Was it me? Like, does he think that I'm not worthy to deserve X, Y, and Z? And so what happens when you stick around in situations like this? What happens is that I wrote a list out of what happens to you when you sit around in situations like this. So what happens is what the man is teaching you, or the person that's teaching you in this moment, they're teaching you you're not worthy, right? You're not worthy of what you asked for, what you agreed on. That's not a compromise. A compromise, y'all sat there and y'all agreed on that. No. He just automatically did it for you. Second, prepares you to be walked all over by the individual who call themselves humbling you. So if you accept that and you don't speak up, you don't put no rebuttal up, what that happens is he's looking at you like, okay, she's going to accept it. And then he's going to keep doing these stupid, humbling moments to you. Next, it tears at your esteem. It makes you start thinking, like I said up there, it tears at your self-worth and it tears at your self-esteem. Lastly, it prepared you to be codependent, and you know how I feel already about codependency. So it prepared you to be codependent, not only on him, but everyone around you. You guys may break up, move on. You might meet a wonderful man who wants to do these things for you, but guess what? You don't think you're worthy of it because Mr. So-and-so back there done brainwashed you, done made you codependent. Well, now you don't think you should get this item. You don't think you deserve it, right? So that's what happens when you decide to stick around in relationships like that, where this man is constantly showing these humbling moments. So what do you want to do when these happen? With men, you have to immediately confront them within 24 hours. I say at the max, like an hour, to tell you the truth, because the faster you get on them, the faster they respect you, even if you walk away, but the faster they say, she's not playing no games. And you cannot confront them on no, remember me? You can just go in. What happened to you getting that item you got me? Why did you get me that? What happened to you taking me to this location? Why did you take me to there? So your first thing you must do, you must confront them as soon as possible. Confront them like how I said to you, right? You confront them about it. If it was them taking you to a location they didn't take you, you go to that location still. When you come back home, then you let them know. So you thought you was going to shortstop me? You thought you wasn't going to allow me to go to where I had to go to? Anyway, so you confront them. You explain to them what they did wrong. And then you can, if it's a gift, you can give them a time frame. I say the max 2 days, really, to get that gift item for you. If it's, they were supposed to take you to a restaurant, well, we're going to that restaurant tonight now that we got this situated. Whatever the situation is, you need to confront them, give them a very short amount of time to get that handled, because mind you, they supposed to got a handle before they call themselves humbling you, right? So they may have the item in their back pocket, but just did the switcheroo. They may know that the location is open, but just wanted to play these little weird games with you. And that time frame where they're trying to make up to you, whatever, no sex, no nothing. Okay, I don't want to do the silent treatment thing, but you're not giving them nothing. It's very straightforward. Hey, baby, hi, sir. Baby, I love you. Yes, I care for you too as well. Until you get what you desire. Don't never let somebody humble you, because with men, they stay trying to test you. They're going to test you regardless. They're going to test you. And being humble, him humbling you, they may consider that a test, but I don't. And so you bet not pass that test by letting them humble you. You check them immediately about what you guys already talked about and how you deserve what you guys already talked about. And if he doesn't give it to you and he try to humble you again, you walk away and you don't look back. And I'm serious, do not look back, because this person is getting a kick out of humbling you. You know, they're getting a kick out of taking you off that pedestal. And a lot of times it don't have anything at all to do with you. It has to do with them finally having some type of power, I guess, and wanting to avert it over you. And you don't allow that. You really do not allow anyone doing that to you at all. So out this whole thing that you take away, right? It's New Year's Eve. Christmas just passed. You may have got a crappy gift. Valentine's Day is coming up. You need to start getting this stuff prepared, because if this person isn't the one for you, cut them off. They don't need to even go up to Valentine's Day. You can tell if somebody's playing games with you. You know when somebody want to talk about what they did for somebody else and got played. I'm not her. You know what I mean? Get over it, boy. So you women, us women out there, you know, do not allow somebody to humble you. You know, please do not allow somebody to humble you. Don't brainwash yourself thinking being humbled is some type of reward or some type of gift from God, because it's not. No one needs to be humbling you, but a real legit humbling experience. I'm done. Please avoid being humble. humbled by some man thinking he doing something. Remember, when he's trying to humble you, it's because of his own insecurity, his own things. He finally got that 10, and all he been thinking about is how he gonna treat this person. When could he get this revenge back from somebody in the past that humbled him? Because he had to actually be humbled, probably. Anyway, stay humble free. You are all that and some. Enjoy your New Year's Eve. Stay up for the countdown. Always stay up for the countdown because it's so much fun. Enjoy your New Year's Eve. Cheers to you, and I will see you next year.